The Lokar Car Show series goes to the Gulf Coast to find Burning Up the Beaches, a cruising car show in the panhandle of Florida. No fires to put out here, just a passion for show cars and sand.
This car is a 41 Ford convertible. I bought this car when I was 15 years old, paid $35 for it. I had to make payments. I didn't have $35. Within a year, I'd taken the front end off of it, and I put a 354 Hemi in it with a Zephyr gearbox and a 48 truck rear end, and started making a C gasser out of it. And back then, when you're a teenager building a car, if things don't fit, you use a hacksaw and a ball peen hammer and make it work. And so I did more tearing up of the car than I did good. For 20 years, the car sat, did nothing. Sandblasted, primered it, and it sat for another 23 years in my basement before I got in touch with Larry Griffey, and he is the one that performed the magic on the car. We started out just to make a driver and run the wheels off of it, but we got carried away. This two-piece fender here, we welded together and took the piece of chrome off. This seam goes all the way around. It disappears in the back of the fender, and it's weld upon weld and grind and grind and weld and grind. There's no Bondo in the car, it's all steel car. This piece here, for instance, the stock piece comes down across there. He extended it, made it come all the way up to the radiator. It's talking to me. Larry called me one day and wanted to know if he could do away with that air cleaner, and I told him that that had to be on the car because my wife had given me that air cleaner for Christmas. What Larry did is very subtle. There's a half-moon cut in the firewall that the air cleaner goes back into. And of course, that's a 429 Ford motor. It started life as a 370 horse Cobra Jet. It's now got a little bit more. It's got aluminum heads, a comp cam with push rods, roller rockers, Sanderson exhaust, 2.4s. I'm really bad at when I get hold of a car, I don't turn them loose. The car my wife and I dated in. Still got it.
And her.
And her, yes, yeah. See, I just hang on to everything, I'm lucky.
It's a 1957 Chevy pickup, 3100 series. My friends call me crazy when you can spend 4.5 hours cleaning the underneath. I've owned the truck for 25 years. It used to be my landscape truck. About 20 years ago, I did this in my front yard, and I met a gentleman at a car show named Chopper Henson, and I was telling him what I would love to do to this truck. I wanted to be really different than anybody else out there. And old Mr. Henson said, "You're crazy, but it's gonna take a lot of work. None of this, I don't wanna come and do it on the weekends." And 2.5 years later, it took me to do all the body modifications, 4-inch chop top. And I raised the bottom of the doors up 6 inches, and I brought it out 3 inches inside because I wanted more leg space inside the cab. And of course, we got suicide doors on it. Pulled and pigged these eyebrows over 3 inches, added a bump, cut the hood to make it out of the bottom here, and put the curve in it, tilt hood on it, the 4L60E Corvette motor. I mean, I might sound like I have a big head, but I just tell you, a lot of people dream of what I've done with this truck. I could keep you guys here for a week and just keep telling you about it. That's how happy I am with it. It's a dream come true.
I got this pickup for like probably 15 years. I never think they go this far. And one time we got a lot of family stress. 2 years ago, we got a situation. Me and my wife, he was inside. In seconds, boom, they explode and call on fire. I mean, it was a junk. It was all rusty. We start from nothing. My kids, my wife, my brother, and everybody, start working in the truck for 4 years. I mean, it was a lot of time, a lot of stress, but we make it. I got a 454 engine on it. I got a 700R transmission. We restored all the interior with the leather.
What's the paint job?
It's a candy apple. It's a gold flake, and we restored all the back with the mahogany wood. All the chrome, it was rusty. We started getting a little piece. At the time, it costs a lot of time and money. It's hard, but it's a special truck for me. It's a family truck.
Now you drive it a lot?
No, when I got time, I'm enjoying it. And my grandsons, they enjoy it. One time they hear I crank it, they jump it on.
Yes, but one look at this and they might run. Coming up. The Lokar Car Show series is being brought to you by Lokar Performance Products. Quality, plain and simple. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. And by Steel Rubber Products, quality automotive rubber parts and weather stripping. And by Flowmaster, the exhaust technology company. And by Original Parts Group, the world's largest source for GM A-body parts and accessories. Welcome back to Burning Up the Beaches, where there was also a kids' fishing event.
It's a 32 Ford. We saw the car and we knew we had to have it. The car came, pretty much black. So we had a custom painter that we know do the paint job on the car and the cart. That's his and this is hers. It's always got to have flames.
Put those tires on?
Yes, that is my husband's doing. He said bigger is better when it comes to hot rods. So the last car show we did a vote, to see if they were too big, and it was probably 150 votes, and only 2 said too big, and the rest said they were perfect. So we kept them. We just like hot rods. It's just a lot of fun. It's a different way of life. We like it, and we just ride around and have fun. That's about it. We don't go far. We don't. We actually stay around town. Pensacola to Panama City, that's about our leeway there, We don't want it to rain because there's no top. We want to get a Woody or something we can ride the mountains with and go to the river. We can't do it in that. With those tires, it'll fall off the mountain.
I've been a Pontiac fan forever. I've had many Trans Ams, the Smokey and the Bandits, and I'd actually had my wife go pick it up. I bought this sight unseen. I was deployed overseas, and when I saw it on the internet, I told my wife, I said, please get me that car just right now. The convertible Trans Am 69 was my dream car. I knew that I would never be able to have a real one, so this is as close as I could get. The only thing that doesn't is when you pop open the hood, it's not actually ram air. Put the hood tack on. The hood tack would have came on the car, but not on this hood, because the Trans Am's actually had a tack in the dash. Dash, new gauges, the radio. It actually has secret stereo underneath the center console, so it has a really nice stereo in it, you just can't see it. It's got air conditioning, I love that. I put the Holley EFI fuel injection system on it, so it gets really great fuel mileage. Doesn't wash out the rings or make you cry when you stand behind it, and it's really just a joy to drive. It doesn't hang out in my garage. I drive it every opportunity I get.
Now we saw your wife and daughter in it. They like it?
Yeah, there's a little snow cone place on the beach, so on Sundays when it's real nice, her and my daughter will steal it and they'll go find a snow cone or 2 in it. I smile every day I go out in the garage. It's absolutely beautiful. It's my dream car.
This looks a little bit like a nightmare. Why did you need this car?
For people to look at. Air ride, stock floor body drops, full-length rag top, custom grille, custom fender tubs, suicide doors, got the steel stock motor, the 4.3, with skulls on it. It's the theme, it's the biomechanical theme. Right. And if you get real close, it even says Bioblazer. But the original builder had it built out in California. Extreme Audio's, the shop that built this, is the ones that come up with the theme. And it's MA audio, 2 12-inch woofers, MA mids and highs, Clarion deck. I only show it. I don't put the stereo in competition, but I've won best of shows, best interior.
Does it crank up pretty good?
The system? Not really, because it's got a wide open roof.
It looks like it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it is.
You drive it a lot?
No. And on my seats, acrophobia. I don't know if y'all know what that is. It's a car club. We took Club of the Year last year in Mini Trucker magazine. We probably got 13 or 14 chapters throughout the United States.
Wife, girlfriend? Somebody special you take in there with you?
No, this is my wife and girlfriend.
This is the 4th year of Burning Up the Beaches Cruise and Car Show, and all the proceeds from this car show go to benefit our clients at Horizons. We help folks with autism, Down syndrome, any kind of intellectual impairment.
We provide group homes, we provide assisted living, we provide children early intervention and daycare.
This is a 2-day car show. It's a cruise and a show.
It brings in approximately 200 cars to this area, which in turn relates to probably 500 to 600 rooms, which relates to bed taxes and so forth. And the bed taxes gives back to the community because that pays for the lifeguard services and the beach restoration, because you know we want to keep the beaches looking as clean as possible and so forth. So it's a great opportunity to use public facilities and partnerships.
We invented Burning Up the Beaches after attending Cruising the Coast in Biloxi and Emerald Coast Cruising over here. And these gentlemen helped us develop a footprint that we could fit into in our area and bring classic car enthusiasts here.
It's Ford versus Chevy, father versus son, up next. It's fun on the beach in Florida, but also in the nearby parking lot.
The 1967 Chevelle. It's a 138 body car, true super sport, except it's got an LS7 engine in it. Dynoed out at 550 horse. I've had it about 6 years. I bought this thing from a museum up in Bolo, Illinois. I used to rebuild Corvettes and 57s.
Everybody into Chevys?
Everything but the black sheep.
Yeah. And this is a Ford Mustang with a small block 302 stroke to a 347. 671 blower on top with two 750 Hollies, stacking it. Bought it about 4 or 5 years ago. Took me 2.5 years to get it to where it looks like now. I had to just go through from the ground up. It's great, it's fast, I love it. I enjoy the hell out of it.
You ever go side to side?
We did the first year on a dyno.
You know, this is cubic inches versus cubic dollars.
It was real close. I mean, we launched and it was fun. The good thing is that you can lock them down. You can just pedal out, right?
And I missed second gear. I may have. I think I got it.
I think you did. I think we pulled 2 or 3 times.
We were within about 1/10 of a second of each other.
Yeah,
I think
we had a blast.
I went wrong somewhere.
Where he went wrong, I think he went right, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what the Ford stands for, don't you know? Clean it up. Friggin' old rebuilt Dodge.
You gotta love him, right?
We live in New Orleans and Chalmette, Louisiana, and after Hurricane Katrina, like everybody else, we lost everything. I used to own a bunch of cars and we lost them all. I didn't have time to fool with it the first 5 or 6 years, so I had to get the house back together and the business is gone. This car come available, it come for sale. It was a one-owner car. The man passed away in '91. The car was kept in a garage and it went underwater for Katrina and they pushed it out the garage and put it for sale and I was lucky, I got it. Took it all apart, frame off, redid the whole car. I did all the paint work, I did all the body work, did everything except the interior was done by Vincent Caruso, a good friend of mine in Chalmette, and the engine was done by Boy Bro's Engine Shop in Chalmette. They lost everything also, but because they're friends, they helped me. I was originally building it to be a trailer queen, which is, you don't drive it on the street, just a show car. And after 2 years of working on it, from smashing my fingers and cutting my hands and spending so much money, and I'm getting older now, I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna drive this car. I'm gonna build it the way I wanna build it. So instead of putting it back 100% original,
I made a street rod out of it, and we're using it. We drive it now. I was determined to get it finished, so I was standing up all night long. Well, she come out and started helping me put the chrome on it. You know, I told her to be careful, don't scratch nothing, don't bend nothing. And she
well,
did.
he felt like we weren't going to make the deadline, and he was kind of giving up. He was tired, he was pushing himself, and he said, we're not going to make it, let's give up. I said, no, you come too far, we're going to get this done, and we're going to stay up for 24 hours every day until we get it done, and we did.
So SS Customs, we're the leader in aftermarket automotive accessories on the Gulf Coast. We've got 12 employees. We've been in business for about 4 years now. We do anything from standard window tint, stereo, everyday normal wheels and tires, all the way up to your custom frame-off restorations on classic cars, lifts on trucks, anything and everything that you could possibly need, we can do it. We've got 2 buildings on our property. One side of it we do fabrication, the other side we do all of our stereo and accessories. Our shop's approximately 11,000 square feet. We've got 4 lifts, full paint booth, 2 bays on the stereo side, tint bay, everything that we need to be able to do each part of the process. Do work on the types of vehicles that we get to see, as well as attending some of these shows, helping out the community, helping out the local charities that we can, something different every day. So it's always a blast.
Wait a minute, a GTO wagon? Stay tuned. The Lokar Car Show series has been brought to you by Lokar Performance Products, quality plain and simple, and by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. And by Austin Marker Specialty Tools, professional tools for the professional technician. And by Cal's Custom, proudly manufactured in the United States. And by Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener. Welcome back to Fort Walton Beach and burning up the beaches, where this next car deserves a second look.
It just draws a lot of attention and head turning. They think, wow, a wagon? No way. That's why I carry a copy of my title. It was kind of stock when I got it, and it had the Pontiac 389 in it. I updated to put all the power disc brakes, air conditioning, fuel injection motor out of an 88 Corvette and overdrive transmission. I get out and travel on the road, so I need something halfway decent on gas. I do the power tours, and I'm gonna have to miss it this year though, but I'll do it again next year. Today is mine and my wife's 36th anniversary. About the flames, my wife wanted something on there to make it like a girl's car, so we went with pink. I like the wagon because I can put all my stuff in. My main thing is I tell people I want to go get my groceries and I want to get back before my ice cream melts, and I can do it with that.
We were riding around one Christmas looking at lights, and this was in a guy's garage. We stopped and talked to him and told him if he ever wanted to get rid of it to give us a call. And about 5 years later,
it was all in pieces. It was a divorce special.
4 of us took the car and lifted it onto a flatbed. That's how far he'd taken it down.
But the AC and the rally pack are rare.
Yeah, most of the 4-speed cars did not come with AC. So I bought another 70 AMX to rob the AC components off of it. I had bought up 11 different cars to rob parts off of. We took 4 years to put it back together, and we took it to AMC Nationals, presented it there, and did quite well with it. And we've been driving it ever since. It's a driver.
It's a really rare bird.
There's 4,116 actually AMXs made. 1,632 came with the 390 V8 and the BorgWarner T10 4-speed.
It's got a Go Pack on it, which includes 140 mile-an-hour speedometer. We've been there once. We had to put the spoiler on there twice to get there.
Now, we tried it one time and the spoiler came loose and beat the trunk lid up. So we went back and redid the spoiler, and we took it to 140. Once we got there, we were satisfied. It gets real light.
You have to be careful in wet weather that you're in a straight line before you mash on it, because it will go in a circle.
My daughter once told me after I turned it around in the middle of the road, Daddy, don't ever talk to me about my driving.
This week's Low Car Lowdown, we're gonna get down and start doing some shifting with all these different knobs that you have to choose from at Low Car. Solid billet aluminum, made in the USA, and lots of different choices, whether you wanna push the button in or have a nice shifter adapter over here.
Well, we've got a neat little gadget here that we've had out for several years that's it's our shift knob adapter. So you want something different, something unique, something that you've made on your own, you wanna put it on our shifter, but you don't have any way to push the button.
Right.
Well, you don't have to have the button to operate the safety lockout now. You just push the whole knob down with our knob adapter.
What about some of the other designs that we have here?
What we have here are some of our premium knobs. We have our Deco, our Venetian, and our solid billet round knobs. And we have them available in black, polished, and brushed finishes.
Yeah, and whether you want the push button on top, like you said, the solid, no matter what the color you want, you have everything covered here, and all made in the USA. You can find the complete line of Low Car products. Just hop on their website, lowcar.com, and follow all their fun on Facebook.
I mean, people have got to learn that this little area, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, Destin, Florida, we are tiny, but we are beautiful. The sun is shining. This is the best time of the year, the first weekend in May. The tourists aren't here, so the traffic's open for classic car guys. This is year number 4. The growth has doubled each year, and we had, as I recall at last count, it was 2,800 locals came through the event, and a lot of money was raised for Horizons. Now, our classic car guys, my farthest this year, San Diego, California. What's great for us at Horizons is the people who come every year, they come back and they bring more, and that's what you gotta do. Best value you're gonna get for your $70 registration, 3 parties, gorgeous cars, gorgeous beach. We're having a good time in Florida.
And as the party draws to a close for this edition of the Lokar Car Show series, we'll see you again next time in Nashville with good guys.